Brenda is 50, but mentally she's stuck in the terrible twos. She insists on eating from a pastel pink silicone bowl, demands a booster seat in the car, and if I leave my Sephora bag unattended, she raids it for baby cream. I tried to be gentle, Brenda. Come on, you're old enough to be a grandmother. Acting like a toddler isn't cute. People are going to laugh at you. Brenda rolled her eyes, so hard I thought they'd detach. A lucky woman gets to be a baby until she's 80. He sneered. My daddy spoiled me before I got married. My husband spoiled me after. And once I popped out a son, he started treating me like his little mistress. You wouldn't understand, Chloe. You've never been loved like that. The mistress comment made me want to vomit in my mouth. But it got worse. On my anniversary with my husband, Ethan, she barged into our bedroom, wearing nothing but a silk slip that barely covered her ass. I need a bedtime story, she whined, crawling between us. Baby Brenda is gonna have nightmares. Ethan was sick of it too, but the second he showed a hint of annoyance, Brenda would run to the balcony screaming she was going to jump. Then my father-in-law Hank would storm in. That is your mother. Would it kill you to let her have her way? The house was a constant circus. I kept my mouth shut to keep the peace. Until the day I stared at two pink lines on a stick. I walked into the living room to share the news, but Brenda was already there, clutching her lower back and arching it dramatically. Good news, everyone, she squealed. I'm a little prego, mommy again. My tummy is now a baby bump. That was it. The gloves were coming off. My chopsticks hit the table with a loud clatter. Brenda shot me a dirty look, chin high. What's wrong? Are you unhappy that I'm pregnant? Who are you giving that stank face to? I used to tolerate her because she was family, but she was a bottomless pit of drama. And I wasn't going to be the dough she needed anymore. I don't see what there is to be happy about, I said coldly. You're 50, Brenda. That's a geriatric pregnancy. It's high risk. Most doctors wouldn't even touch you. If something happens, who suffers? Me and your son. Excuse me. Are you cursing me? Brenda stamped her foot, her face turning red. Ethan, look at this bitch you married. She wants me to die. Ethan, still processing the shock that his mother was raw, dogging his dad enough to conceive, rubbed his temples. Mom. Honestly, Chloe is right. He sighed. I'm glad you and dad are active. But you can't keep this baby. You guys are getting old. Who's going to raise it? We need to schedule an appointment to take care of it. Brenda let out a dramatic wail and threw herself into Hank's arms. Hank slammed his hand on the table. You ungrateful brat. How can you say something so heartless? That's your own brother or sister in there. We can't take care of a newborn, Ethan argued. If we can't do it, isn't that what you and Chloe are for? Hank shouted. Are you two dead? We work full-time. We don't have time. Hank pointed a greasy finger at me. Then make her quit. Men need to work. But she's just a woman. She's not going to achieve anything anyway. Let her stay home and raise the kid. Chloe isn't our maid, Dad. Ethan snapped. You can't shut up, you pussy-whipped traitor. They say the eldest sister-in-law is like a mother. Letting her raise the kid is an honor. I let out a cold laugh. Hank, maybe finish reading the history books. Eldest sister-in-law is like a mother. Only applies when the real mother is dead. I stared at Brenda. Mom, this time I'm not cursing you. Just stating facts. You're trying to start a rebellion. Brenda's chest heaved. She grabbed Ethan's arm and shook it violently, screeching, Are you going to let her bully me? I birthed you. Here we go again. She treats Ethan like husband number 2 and me like the help. I grabbed a porcelain bowl and smashed it on the floor. Crash. Brenda, shut up instantly. You want to act crazy? I can. Do crazy. Shut the hell up. I hissed. If you scare the baby in my belly, can you afford the consequences? Silence. Ethan was the first to react. Wait, Chloe, did you say you have a baby? I pulled the ultrasound report from my bag and slammed it on the table. Read it and weep. Ethan grabbed me, spinning me around. Oh my God, I'm gonna be a dad, Chloe. This is amazing. Even Hank softened up. Well, look at that. Why didn't you say so earlier? All that yelling don't upset my grandson. Only Brenda looked pissed. There was no joy, only resentment. The look of a narcissist whose spotlight just got stolen. I tried to tell you, I said, smoothing my shirt, but you guys attacked me the second I sat down. It sounded like you didn't want this baby. Don't be silly, Chloe. Ethan soothed, rubbing my back. We want him, Brenda sniffed. Fine. Since it's there, keep it. We can't lose the bloodline. Hank cleared his throat. Look, we were all heated. It's a double blessing you two can be pregnant together. Keep each other company, Brenda huffed. Fine, but she better not stress me out. And since I'm pregnant too, I can't take care of her. Call her mother over to serve us both. Her mom doesn't do anything anyway. My mother is a functioning adult. Brenda, I shot back. She has a job and a life. She doesn't have a fetish for being a giant infant like you. Brenda choked. You dare mock me? Is that how you talk to your mother-in-law? I thought you were a baby. I smirked. Babies get scolded when they're naughty. Why is it that when you want care, you're a toddler, but when you want respect, you're the matriarch? I leaned in. That's very convenient. Brenda turned purple. Hank dragged her away before she could explode. Back in our room, Ethan made me honey water. He's a good guy, just beaten down by years of his mother's insanity. Chloe, I know it sucks. My mom is a lot. But next year we'll have the down payment for the new house. We'll move out, just us and the baby. I looked at him. Ethan, wake up. That's not the point. If she has this kid, by the time it graduates high school, your dad will be in a nursing home. Who pays for it? Us. And if your mom comes crawling to you crying about saving your sibling, will you let them starve? Ethan clenched his jaw. They made the bed. They lie in it. I focus on my family. Legally, Ethan, if your parents die, you are obligated to raise that minor. Can we handle 2 babies? Because I can't. If my doctor hadn't told me my uterine lining was thin, and this might be my only chance, I would have divorced him right there. I'll talk to her, Ethan promised. I'll make her get rid of it. To his credit, he tried. He told Brenda about the health risks, the defects, the danger. Brenda's response. She ran to the window and threw one leg over the sill. I gave birth to you in pain. And now you treat me like an enemy because I'm pregnant. You only care about your wife. Might as well jump and die. Hank tackled her, glaring at Ethan. You're killing your mother. Get out. That night, Ethan came back defeated. I need more time, Chloe. No, I said. There is only one solution. What we call in the air strike. We call Nana Rose. Hank always used seniority to crush me. So, I decided to fight magic with dark magic. The daughter-in-law can't discipline the mother-in-law. Surely the mother-in-law's mother-in-law can. Nana Rose, Ethan's grandmother, was legendary. She was a tough-as-nails woman from the country who took zero shit. If someone cursed her, she'd curse their entire ancestry. If a dog barked at her wrong, she'd bark back. She raised Ethan. While Brenda and Hank were off finding themselves and doing business, she only loved Ethan. Brenda terrified her. 2 days later, Brenda was acting up again. Chloe, she yelled from the couch, rubbing her belly. I want yogurt. Cut up some fruit and make me a baby parfait. No, I said, not looking up from my phone. What? Whose daughter-in-law doesn't serve the mother? Don't think. Just because you're knocked up, you're special. I'm still the queen of this house. Hank jumped in. Okay, I'll do it. You're both treasures. Brenda pouted, sticking her lip out. I want Chloe to do it. She needs to learn filial piety. You didn't birth me. You didn't raise me. I said, why should I serve you? Because Brenda looked arrogant. Those are the rules of the Shin family. Suck it up. Suddenly, the front door slammed open. Bullshit. Since when does the Shin family have that rule? The front door didn't just open. It vibrated against the wall. Standing in the frame was Nana Rose, a woman who stood 4'11" but cast a shadow long enough to bury you in. She was wearing her signature floral polyester blouse and gripping a cane made of solid oak that looked less like a walking aid and more like a blunt force weapon. Nana. Ethan breathed, the color returning to his face for the first time in weeks. Brenda froze. Her bottom lip, previously jutting out in a petulant pout, began to quiver, not in her usual fake, baby way, but in genuine, primal fear. Shin family rules? Nana Rose stepped into the house, her orthopedic shoes squeaking against the hardwood. She didn't look at me. She didn't look at Ethan. Her dark, bead-like eyes were fixed entirely on Hank. I didn't know the Shin family rules included letting a grown woman dress like a toddler and treat her daughter-in-law like a scullery maid. Did I teach you that, Hank? Did I raise you to be a spineless worm? Hank, a man who usually roared like a lion, shrank into a startled meerkat. Mom, you didn't say you were coming. Brenda is pregnant. She's delicate. Delicate. Nana Rose snorted, a sound like a chainsaw starting up. She marched over to the sofa, where Brenda was curled up. Nana poked Brenda's thigh with the tip of her cane. Hard. Get up. My tummy hurts. Brenda wailed, clutching her stomach. Hank, make the bad old witch go away. Nana Rose didn't blink. She turned to me. Chloe, sit down. Ethan, get your wife some water. Hank, get your wife a chair. A normal chair. She's not sitting on the soft couch while the pregnant girl stands. But Mom, Hank started. Move. Nana barked. The command cracked like a whip. Hank scrambled. Brenda sat up, wiping her dry eyes. You can't treat me like this. I'm carrying the air. You're carrying a geriatric hazard, Nana Rose said, sitting down on the main armchair and spreading her knees. I heard everything from the hallway. You want yogurt? Get up and get it. You want respect? Earn it. And if I see you in a diaper or sucking a pacifier, I will have you committed to the asylum so fast your head will spin. Am I clear? Brenda looked at Hank for backup, but he was busy staring at the floorboards. The dynamic of the house had shifted in 30 seconds. The dictator had been toppled by the emperor. The next 2 weeks were a masterclass in psychological warfare. Nana Rose didn't yell. She didn't throw tantrums. She simply dismantled Brenda's delusions with surgical precision. When Brenda demanded a baby massage from Ethan, Nana Rose intervened. Ethan has a job. I'll massage you. She used a rolling pin. Brenda never asked again. When Brenda tried to wear her pigtails and pink romper to dinner, Nana Rose refused to let anyone eat until the clown changed into human clothes. We sat in silence for 45 minutes until Brenda, starving, went upstairs and put on sweatpants. But the real battle was over the pregnancy. I was 12 weeks along and exhausted. Brenda, allegedly 8 weeks along, was bedridden. I need the master bedroom, Brenda announced one morning over breakfast. She pushed her plate of eggs away. The stairs are too much for the baby. Ethan and Chloe need to swap rooms with us. Their room is downstairs. Ethan dropped his fork.
Mom, no.
That's the guest room. It doesn't even have a proper closet. But my ankles are swelling, Brenda whined, reaching for Hank's hand. Hank, tell them. Hank opened his mouth, but Nana Rose spoke first. She's right. My heart stopped. I looked at Nana Rose, betrayed. Nana? If she's that fragile, Nana Rose said calmly, buttering her toast, then this house is unsafe. Hank, pack her bags. She's coming to the farm with me. I have a bedroom on the first floor. It's right next to the chicken coop, so she'll have fresh air. Brenda's eyes went wide.
No.
I'm not going to that dusty shack. There's no internet. Then you can climb stairs, Nana said, taking a bite of toast. And if you're bedridden, you obviously don't need to go shopping anymore. Hank, give me her credit cards. We need to save money for the baby. You can't do that. Brenda shrieked. Watch me. Nana held out her hand to Hank. Give them here, or I write you out of the will. The land alone is worth $2 million, Hank. Do the math. Hank hesitated for exactly 1 second before sliding Brenda's platinum Visa across the table. Brenda's scream was so high-pitched it almost shattered the windows. The truce held until the medical appointments. Because our pregnancies were close, Hank, trying to save money and bond, booked us back-to-back appointments at the same OB/GYN. Brenda insisted on going in first. She strutted into the waiting room wearing a tight shirt that said baby on board with an arrow pointing to her stomach. She looked ridiculous. People were staring, not with admiration, but with confusion. When she came out an hour later, she looked triumphant. Doctor says I'm a medical marvel. The baby is perfect.
A boy.
A king. She smirked at me. Good luck, Chloe. Hope yours sticks. I went in. Dr. Evans, a tired woman who looked like she needed a stiff drink, did my checkup. Everything looked good. As I was wiping the gel off my belly, I asked, Is Brenda really okay? She's 50, Dr. Evans. Dr. Evans sighed, removing her gloves. HIPAA prevents me from discussing details, Chloe. But I will say this. Delusion is a powerful drug, and high blood pressure is a silent killer. That night, the truth started to leak out. Brenda wasn't just active. She was dangerously hypertensive. We found pills hidden in her baby cream jars. Beta blockers. She's sick, I told Ethan in the safety of our room. She's risking a stroke to prove a point. I know, Ethan said, his head in his hands. I tried to tell Dad. He says the doctor is just being negative. He thinks his super sperm defies science. It's going to kill her, Ethan. And the baby. I don't know what to do, Chloe. If I push too hard, she threatens suicide. If I do nothing, she might die anyway. We focus on us, I said, placing his hand on my stomach. We survive. Nana has the finances locked down. We just need to wait out the clock. The breaking point wasn't the medical issue. It was the vanity. Brenda demanded a joint baby shower. To save money, Hank claimed, but we knew the truth. Brenda wanted an audience, and she knew nobody would come just for her. She needed to leech off my friends and family. I refused.
No.
I'm having a small lunch with my sisters. Nonsense. Hank boomed. We're a family. We do it together.
Sunday.
The backyard. I've already invited the neighbors. Nana Rose pulled me aside. Let her have it, child. Why? I hissed. Because, Nana smiled, a terrifying expression that exposed her gold tooth. You never interrupt an enemy when they are making a mistake. Let her put on the show. I'll handle the lighting. The day of the shower was sweltering. I wore a light cotton sundress.
Brenda?
She emerged from the house wearing a custom-made, white lace maternity gown that looked suspiciously like a wedding dress, complete with a flower crown. She sat on a wicker throne Hank had rented. When guests arrived, mostly my friends and coworkers, she extended her hand to be kissed. "Thank you for coming to celebrate the miracle," she cooed. My best friend, Sarah, whispered to me, Is she okay? She looks like Betty Davis in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane." "Just drink the mimosa," I whispered back. The gift opening was the climax. I received practical things: diapers, a breast pump, onesies. Brenda received nothing. She hadn't invited anyone who actually liked her, and my friends certainly didn't buy gifts for my mother-in-law. Brenda's smile began to twitch. "Did the Amazon truck get lost?" she asked loudly. "Where are my gifts?" "We didn't know you were registered," Sarah said awkwardly. "I'm the grandmother and the mother." Brenda stood up, her face flushing a dangerous shade of purple. "I am the matriarch. This baby is Brenda's second chance. He is the true heir." She grabbed a box from my pile, a distinct Tiffany blue box from my boss. "This must be for me. Chloe doesn't wear jewelry." "Put it down, Brenda," I said, my voice low.
No.
"You ungrateful little bitch. You stole my spotlight." She ripped the ribbon off. Thwack. Nana Rose's cane came down on the table, shattering a plate of macarons. The garden went silent. "You are a thief and a fool," Nana Rose announced, her voice carrying to the neighbors' yards. "And you are a liar." Brenda froze. "What?" Nana Rose pulled a crumpled piece of paper from her pocket. "I went through the mail, Hank. You missed a bill. Or rather, a collection notice." She threw the paper at Hank. He fumbled to catch it. "You're 3 months behind on the mortgage," Nana Rose said. "Because you spent $20,000 on IVF treatments you couldn't afford and another $10,000 on this ridiculous nursery renovation for a child that doesn't exist yet." The crowd gasped. "IVF." I looked at Ethan. "You said it was natural." "She lied," Nana continued. "She went to a clinic in Mexico because no American doctor would implant an embryo in a 50-year-old woman with a history of hypertension. She bought that baby, and she bankrupted this family to do it." Brenda shrieked, a sound of pure animal rage. "Shut up, you jealous old hag. I am fertile. I am a goddess." She lunged at Nana Rose. It happened in slow motion. Brenda, tangled in her wedding dress lace, tripped over the wicker throne. She fell hard, stomach first, onto the patio pavers. The silence that followed was heavy. Then the screaming started. But it wasn't a tantrum. It was pain. Real pain. "Blood," someone yelled. The hospital waiting room was a grim place. The party decorations were still up in the backyard, miles away, a ghost town of a celebration. Ethan was pacing. Hank was sitting with his head in his hands, weeping softly. Nana Rose sat stoically, reading a 2-year-old magazine. Dr. Evans came out, looking grim. "It's an abruption," she said plainly. "The fall caused the placenta to detach. Brenda's blood pressure is spiking to stroke levels. We have to operate now." "Save the baby," Hank shouted, jumping up. "He's my son." "Mr. Shin," Dr. Evans said, her voice like ice. "The baby is 24 weeks. He is severely growth restricted due to Brenda's hypertension. His chances are very low. But Brenda is bleeding out. Her uterus is rupturing. We need to perform a hysterectomy to save her life."
No.
Hank grabbed the doctor's lapels. "She needs her womb. She wants more children. Save the boy. Don't touch her parts." I felt the bile rise in my throat. Even now, Hank was prioritizing his virility over his wife's life. "Sign the papers, Hank," Nana Rose said, standing up.
No.
"I won't let them." Nana Rose slapped him. It wasn't a playful slap. It was a crack of thunder. "She is dying, you idiot. Sign the damn papers, or I will tell the police you pushed her." Hank froze. "You wouldn't. Try me."
Hank signed.
Brenda survived. The baby did not. He was too small, too weak, his lungs undeveloped. He lived for an hour. Ethan and I named him Leo. We held him while he passed, because Brenda was unconscious and Hank refused to look at the failure. When Brenda woke up 2 days later, the change was terrifying. The baby persona was gone. In its place was a cold, hollow hatred. "You killed him," she whispered when she saw me standing in the doorway. "Brenda, you fell," I said softly. "I'm so sorry about Leo. You pushed me. In spirit. You stressed me out. You and that witch." She stared at the ceiling. "Get out. And don't come back." We didn't have to be told twice. Nana Rose had already arranged it. While Brenda was in surgery, Nana had liquidated her own savings, money she had been hoarding for decades, just in case. "Here," she handed Ethan a check. "It's enough for a down payment. Far away. A different zip code. Maybe a different state." "Nana, we can't take this," Ethan cried.
Take it, she commanded.
"Because I'm not coming with you." Someone has to stay here and make sure Hank doesn't burn the house down for insurance money. And honestly,
I've got one good fight left in me.
dealing with Brenda is my retirement hobby. Our son, Noah, was born healthy and screaming. He has Ethan's eyes and my chin. We live 3 hours away. We blocked Brenda's number the day we moved out. Hank calls occasionally, usually drunk, usually asking for money. We hang up. I heard through the grapevine, Aunt Sarah, that things back at the Shen house are interesting. Brenda didn't bounce back. Without the baby to use as a shield, and without her uterus to define her womanhood, she spiraled. But she couldn't play the toddler anymore. Not with Nana Rose there. Apparently, Nana Rose instituted a new regime. She took control of the finances. She sold Brenda's car to pay off the debts. She fired the cleaning lady. Now, if Brenda wants to eat, she cooks. If she wants clean clothes, she does laundry. The last time Hank tried to complain, Nana Rose put the house on the market and threatened to move into a condo, leaving them homeless. They fell in line. I was feeding Noah his breakfast, oatmeal, in a blue plastic bowl, when a letter arrived. No return address. Inside was a picture. It was a photo of Brenda. She looked older. She was wearing a plain gray shirt and jeans. She was in the garden, holding a hoe, frowning at a tomato plant. Standing behind her, looking like a prison warden in a floral blouse, was Nana Rose, pointing a cane at a weed. On the back, in shaky handwriting, it read, "She's finally growing up. It's never too late to stop being a brat. Kiss Noah for me, Nana." I smiled, taped the picture to the fridge, and turned back to my son. He banged a spoon on the tray and giggled. "Bah," he shouted. "Yes," I smoothed his hair. "You can be a baby. Because you're one. But only for a little while." Brenda wanted to stay a child forever. She forgot that children have no power. Now, she was living in a nursery of her own making, presided over by the only mother who wouldn't put up with her shit. Justice, it turns out, is served cold. And sometimes it wears orthopedic shoes.